I'm really trying to get this thing out as quickly as I can, and it's taking over 30 minutes. No. So, stress is when you care about so many things, and all those things demand attention. And that attention is actually your brain running a process for which it needs energy. And we live in a world where energy is low because the food is so bad, and we all consume such toxic levels of all the things that should not be in our food or in our bloodstream. And so we are under stress in the sense of running a process that needs to care about the quality of our food, which is itself the foundation for running the entire machinery, which is yourself. So one solution is to care about fewer things, right? You can say that I am just going to care about my family. Just going to care about my husband and my children because they're the people that God has given to me right now. And that's as much of the world that I can. And if that's what you need to do, you should do that. Then don't consume the news, Don't listen to the CNN every day. And they don't listen to the Fox News every day, right? Because those people, they are there to install more processes that's going to demand your attention, right? The other thing you can do is what Dr. Singh said, right? I can't wait to call him a professor, because I feel like he's one of those people who is a professor, but I guess right now his title is Dr. Singh. That's one of the things that some of his studies are showing, right? That you need to be able to inhibit certain parts of your mind. And if for you that means handing some of those burdens to Jesus to handle, that is actually backed by really good science, right? Again, the part of it, if you want. And if you encounter people who are angry and pissed off and attacks you and honks at you and loses themselves in Walmart, right? I hope you can understand that they have installed more than the processor has attention for. Well, really, for the most part, it's memory. The processor is plenty fast. This thing, like, it can churn whatever you need it to churn. The thing is that if you're going to need to go back to them, right? Memory management. If you're going to need to go back to all these people that you're installing, except that is exactly what caring about a human being is. It's not something that you just run once and then forget about it. Because if you need that slot, those slots are always available, right? That's why you can be kind to the guy at the bus, right? Because you don't have to install him for the rest of your life, right? You know how you're at the bus and there are always these people who are always so sweet, and they're always so helpful, and they ask you if you need an extra bottle of water, and then they ask you to go off to you before you get on the bus, and as you're getting on the bus, they ask you whether you prefer to sit by the window because you look like you just got off a boat, so maybe you want to see around you a little bit more, so they're cool with you sitting next to the window so that they will sit inside because this is like right to them. And then I check with the debugger, and then it says that get back to dealing with stress. And the way to deal with stress is to go to mass like I did this morning, is to care if you can. I was explaining why this other thing works, right? You see that person who is so sweet at the bus stop, and you say that, good God, their family must love them. They must be wonderful. No, they're terror at home. Everybody's terrified of mom. Like, you better not talk to her when she gets back from work, right? But that's because what little she had left over, she had to use it to be nice to the guy who was slurping that Coke so loudly. Everybody in the train knew that, dude, there's no liquid in there. It's just chunks of ice right now. And right now, I don't know whether you're blowing through it or you're sucking through it, but that noise is a little bit grating, right? And mom had to deal with that and come home and then hear about the problem that you're having in school. And the fight. And it's like, why, man? Why does she have to deal with this? And maybe you can begin to appreciate what it's like to love something so much that you cannot uninstall it. Because if you could uninstall the children, man. You could uninstall them for like, I don't know, every once in a while they let you uninstall them for like 2 weeks when they're with people you know will love them as much as you love them, like their grandparents, right? And then you get to lighten your care, right? You never stop caring. You get to lighten your care. Those are the pathways that I found. If he's found any others that work, we'll talk about them when I talk to him.